Buset. Hari-hari emblem anjir.
Huh? Phew. Hup.
Gather!
No touching! All hail!
This is order!
Let me weave you a verse.
Solidify!
Access denied. Go! With the wind. Paimon's so tired from trying to keep up. Don't either of you need to take any breaks?
I can't believe it. Cloud Retainer is not here.
Huh? Did we miss her?
She doesn't like to travel, so in the past, it's always been the other Adepti who come to visit her during the festivals. True. Now that I think about it, Cloud Retainer would be quite capable of taking care of anything on her own. There's no need to worry about her. Since she's not here, I guess the next step is to check all the other Adepti abodes.
Uh-oh. Will it involve a lot more traveling? Got it! Paimon has a great idea!
Please go on, Paimon.
Our goal here is to find the Adeptus that helped Dvorak's ancestor, right? We can't hear any music right now, but if she's really as nice as the story suggests, she'd definitely come to help anyone who was drowning, right?
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
So, all we have to do is get the Traveler to pretend to fall into the water, and the Adeptus will come to the rescue! You know perfectly well that Paimon can't swim! Paimon would sink like a rock! Just trust Paimon! The water's pretty deep over there! Quick, swim to the very center! Help! Help! Someone's drowning! If only there was a kind-hearted Adeptus here to save us! Oh no! Whatever will a Paimon do?
Aduh. Ada Paimon aja.
What is going on?
Kenapa jadi sial yang datang tuh?
How do you feel right now?
Lalu. Kenapa jadi sial sama Senna yang datang tuh?
Shenhe! And the Conqueror of Demons.
Why don't you say something? Please don't make Paimon explain it. Okay, fine. Paimon will explain.
Apa jadi para adeptus datang tuh semua dah?
We're looking for an Adeptus who's good at being a lifeguard and playing music. But if the Adepti aren't gonna stay home, then how are we supposed to find them?
It wasn't me.
Yeah, so this Adeptus is most likely a woman.
And I am not an Adeptus, as you both already know, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay, so this is Paimon's fault. No way Paimon would have suggested this idea if she'd known how awkward this was gonna be.
Glad you're okay. As far as I know, the one you seek is no Yaksha. And one last thing. Your actions here caused others a great deal of worry. Do not repeat them again in the future.
As ever, the Conqueror of Demons comes and goes, just like...
Right. I didn't dare to say a word just now. How's your training going, Shenhe? Have you made any plans for Lantern Rite? We could spend it together in Liyue Harbor if you'd like.
I had planned to spend the festival with Master this year. However...
Oh, speaking of Cloud Retainer, when did you see her last?
Earlier this morning, she set off for Mount Hulao at dawn. I noticed she was using an Adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism that looked like a boiler. Maybe it was a gift for Mountain Shaper. I did not inquire.
So we just missed her. Please excuse me for a moment. I think I'll leave the gift in her abode.
Sure. Thank you.
It sounds like Ganyu and Shenhe have gotten a lot closer recently.
Yes. During the summer and winter, I continue to train with Master. In the other months of the year, I have been learning to adapt to human life in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu arranged accommodations for me in the city, and also recommended several work positions for me. But when I try to blend in by referring to her as Miss Ganyu or Lady Ganyu, like the others, she says I mustn't address her like that. Sometimes I'm supposed to copy other people. Sometimes I'm not. It's a little difficult to keep track of everything. Oh, is that what it is? Noted. So, you came looking for Master today because you wanted to ask her about the Mystery Adeptus.
Yep.
Yonu, yaudah Ayami, lo nggak keluar malam minggu?
Oh, speaking of that, have you ever heard any music while out training in the mountains?
Music? What is that?
It's, a kind of a happy or relaxing sound, or, a nerve-wracking sound, or even a terrifying one.
Okay, I'm done. I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us.
Yay! That's really helpful. Thank
We were just talking about this thing called music, and based on Paimon's description, I do believe I hear it every day. Please follow me.
Oh, really? Great, let's go!
Jauh juga anjir. Mau Nao-chan. Tes.
This is the place. I enjoy training here to the sound of music.
Apa lagi Paimon?
Paimon's gone deaf! Paimon can't hear anything! Oh, whew! Paimon hasn't gone deaf after all! Paimon heard you when you just spoke. Anyway, where is this music?
The faint sound of birdsong, the quiet murmur of the streams. These are relaxing sounds. Are they not the music of which you speak?
Oh, Paimon wasn't quite done with the description. Okay, fine, it's all Paimon's fault. What we're looking for are not the sounds of nature, but melodies played on special instruments.
Melody?
Oh. And a melody is?
Huh?
Anjing gak nyuruh.
Hey, why don't you just sing that one melody Shen has heard before? It'll probably help her to understand what we're talking about.
Oh, was that from the opera that Yunjin sang?
That was a melody, and melodies can be called music.
It felt like I was transported back to the past. In my mind's eye, I could see the Zhao lanterns lighting up the night sky again. We're all there, raising our glasses and drinking to our heart's content on the Jade Chamber. As I watched Yunjin's performance, I felt a warm sensation in my heart. And as the drink reached my stomach, it went from warm to hot. When you hummed that melody just now, feelings from a whole year ago came right back to me, as strong as they were on that day. So that's the power of music.
Wow, Shenhe. That was so deep!
Mana mukanya bang? Nggak ada mukanya gue Ted. Kayak gue nanti gak bakal streaming ini deh. Kayak gue gak bakal streaming eksplorasi Genshin deh. Sepi juga yang nonton jir. Jadi ngapain aja? Mungkin gue Genshin story-nya doang dah. Gue nggak ini apa namanya, nggak eksplorasi. Maksudnya nggak gue streamingin eksplorasinya.
Music definitely has the power to bring up memories. It's like a time capsule with all the special moments from our life squished inside. What about you, Ganyu? Are there any melodies that have left a deep impression on you?
I don't remember if my parents ever sang any lullabies to me.
Mukanya bang, masa kayak VTuber misterius? Mana sih muka gua? Mana anjing? Nggak ada cok. Nggak ada anjing, nggak keluar muka gua Ted. Nih, set. Aku tidak ingat orang tua aku yang pernah menyanyikan lagu itu.
I know some local folk songs. And a few other things come to mind too. The songs of the sailors down at the docks. The little ditties that the vendors call out in front of their beloved shops. The tunes of folk artists performing on the streets.
Anjing gua kira pencerahan ternyata penampakan. Bangsat dah lu Ted.
Yes, that's right.
Ada alasan ya, Jing sebenarnya gue jarang streaming akhir-akhir ini karena yang gue bilang itu yang ada saudara gue yang ke Jakarta, jadi gue banyak ngurusin dia gitu loh. Jadi gue makanya agak jarang streaming, tapi gue usahain streaming tiap hari. Streaming gue juga nggak bentar, lumayan 3 jam kan. Kemarin nggak sempet karena kemarin gue ajak di jalan.
In the past, whenever I heard the sound of those tunes, I always felt that they were worlds apart from me.
Ini maksud lo apa? Maksud apa lu pakai baju biru? Enggak, ini gue pengen sama kayak Catching, bukan masalah kayak ini. By the way sama semua ya Catching, Senhei sama Ganyu ya, biru-biru semua aja.
Nenny and Leo probably view me as a non-human. And they are right, in the sense that I never could connect with humans' artistic expression and their sentiments. So I haven't been able to integrate into their community and be a part of their lives. At least, that's the view I held in the past. Only more recently did I start to realize that
Yang baju biru jangan sampai lolos.
the only barriers are ones that I have erected with my imagination.
Sidik kemana ya? Gue pengen nanya Sidik, Jir. Soal tiket kereta.
The way those melodies make me feel isn't all that different from other people after all. They're about mundane details of everyday existence. Life's ups and downs, joys and sorrows. Even though we come from different backgrounds and have different stories to tell, when it comes down to the most common things that we see and experience around us each day in the city.
Sama gue mau nanya, ada orang di sini nggak yang jadi player Senhei gitu? Ada nggak orang di sini yang jadi player? Kok player Senhei sih, player Mona gitu, player Mona. Gue pengen tahu dah kit-kitnya Mona kayak gimana sih? Mona Magistus.
In that sense, we're all the same.
You go, Ganyu! You're really making progress. You have loads of friends in Liyue Harbor when you think about it. Like, okay, maybe some are more like coworkers and bosses, but at the very least, Kuching and Shenna are your friends now, right?
Mona 14 main bang. Lu nggak keluar Ted, nggak malam mingguan? Kaget lu gue lo nongol lo. Lu punya cewek bukan malam mingguan lu? Parah banget cewek lu nanti diajak jalan sama orang ya, Ge. Gue pengen tahu cara kerja kit Mona yang UT-nya gitu. Kalau dia jadi support yang buat nambah damage teman-temannya, itu dia tuh mesti crit rate-nya mesti gede juga nggak? Apa pakai energi recharge saya boleh gitu? Itu yang gue pertanyakan, Jer.
Yes, I am.
Besok pagi bikin kentan. Bentar, gue bilang nyokap gue suruh bikin kentan bentar pagi. Iya gue pengen tau Mona tuh gitu, Cok. Mona tuh pakai kreditnya mesti gede juga, lagian janjian nabung bang.
Technically speaking,
Oh,
we
lagi
should refer to each other by the conventional forms of address used among fellow disciples.
janjian nabung Ted.
But now that I know what constitutes a friendship, I do believe we are more friends than
Untuk menikah Ted.
co-disciples.
Buat walking ya, kirain gue untuk menikah anjing. Ya emblem aja kreditnya plus ada NM. Nggak maksudnya kreditnya tuh ngaruh nggak? Gue nggak ada artefaknya, susah nyari artefak kredit energi recharge gitu loh. Sampai sekarang gue ngap gitu. Biar kreditnya 60% kan. Maksudnya gue kan pengennya dia jadi support doang tuh, pakai ultinya doang gitu. Maksudnya biar kan dia tuh ngebuff ulti teman-temannya gitu kan. Nah, ke teman-teman itu sakit apa enggak?
Thank you, everyone.
Maksudnya tambah crit rate itu misalkan jadi ultinya doang, nambahin damage doang gitu, nggak usah ultinya dia sakit juga gitu.
Once the days are warmer, I would like to host you at my home in the city. Please invite Kuching as well.
Aja lu tinggikan. Nah kalau misalkan crit rate-nya cuma 20%, 30% tuh nggak apa-apa tak kayak Ami. Dia buat support doang, buat ulti doang, boleh nggak sih? Nggak tahu dah, gue juga nggak begitu sering main Mona.
I've planted many types of flowers. I'm sure some of them will be to your taste.
You are too kind. I couldn't possibly.
Nonsense. You are my friend. I have cultivated and cared for the flowers just as you taught me. Once you've seen them for yourself, I am sure you can advise me how to do an even better job next time.
Tapi gue mah mengikuti prinsip balance in all things. Susah sih
I
balance
will
in all
save
things.
some for decoration. We can feast on the rest.
Then, thank you in advance. Wait, what is that saying again? If you insist?
Kayaknya gue nih stream gue terakhir dah Genshin dah. Maksudnya untuk di patch ini ya, gue gak bakal ada stream kayak eksplorasi gitu-gitu. Soalnya sepi yang nonton jing. Kayak nggak jauh beda sama kalau gue namatin game. Kalau gitu mendingan gue fokus namatin game gitu. Iya gak sih? Sepi jing nonton Genshin, parah. Kalau yang namatin game tuh kadang ada orang yang mampir, bang udah sampai mana, bang ini apa, walaupun dia nanti nggak stay gitu loh. Nggak gitu doang bang. Lu lagi kenapa sih tuh hari ini?
Do people say that? I'm not completely sure either.
It doesn't matter, okay? You got the point across. No need to split hairs. Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out. Eating flowers? Really? Does this have anything to do with you both being the disciples of that illuminated bird?
Who dares refer to one not by one's Adeptus title, but merely as that illuminated bird?
Anda. Nah emang mobil muat. Bentar ya, gue disuruh ini. Bentar. Gue suruh bilang sama ini. Lagi koresta pas darah tinggi lo yang apa sih, Ted?
Master,
Our greetings, Cloud Retainer.
Ya jadi gini. Ini kan gue streaming game ini. Maksudnya story intinya aja, story Lantern Ride, udah kelar, udah gitu. Maksudnya mapnya tuh nggak gue explore. Maksudnya nggak usah gue streamingnya explore kan nggak begitu ini kan, sepi yang nonton. Jadi ya udahlah. Kita mending namatin game aja besok. Nggak tahu deh gue jadi main Persona apa kagak ya. Emang nggak tahu sih. Gue lagi pilih game dalam hati gue yang gue pengen main gitu. Soalnya feel gue main Persona udah hilang soalnya aja. Mungkin belum jodohnya kali bang. Nanti suatu saat juga kayak Bang Wutau. Enggak Ted, gue tahu kunci lo sukses di Genshin Ted. Jadi streaming Genshin. Contoh lo jadi penjoki. Pertama tuh kalau lo mau jadi streamer GG di Genshin ya. Maksudnya view-nya itu bisa belasan 20-an gitu. Lo jadi penjoki Genshin, penjoki spera abis deh itu intinya. Satu penjoki spera abis gitu. Habis itu kalau lo mau niat juga lo joki-joki yang lain gitu. Itu kalau lo mau benar-benar di Genshin gitu. Soalnya gue udah lihat beberapa orang, contoh kayak teman gue namanya temannya Febri namanya Ito, temannya abis tuh Ito tuh dia joki, abis itu ada Doxianugras dia juga joki-joki Genshin, abis itu abis itu apa namanya si Febri juga dulunya joki-joki Genshin, joki-joki spera abis gitu-gitu. Jadi kalau mau gede di Genshin tuh lo mesti jadi penjoki jing, nggak bisa lo kayak biasa gini gitu, agak susah cok.
Ah! There it is! The illuminated bird has landed!
Soal gue tau juga joki-joki nggak sih?
Double humph. Now she has the gall to use it rather than she. Even after being chastised once already? Barely a moment has passed since we last met, and yet your impertinence has reached new heights. Very well. If you refuse to learn your lesson, one shall scold you no further. One has received your message from Ganyu. On the matter of the Adeptus you seek, one suspects to know their identity. Well, shall one lead the way?
I still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone here.
Ya lu kan jagonya joki Dota, bukan joki Genshin. Nah itu ada satu hal lagi Ted, soal cerita soal Dota. Gue ada cerita nih, ada pemikiran.
Very well. Await my arrival at one's abode later this night. On this special occasion, you should indulge yourself with some savory
Nih
dishes.
kan kemarin gue selama ini mikir tuh ya, selama ini kalau main Dota mikirnya gini Bray, kalau gue kalah, gue pengen main lagi. Abis itu gue menang, gue udahan. Sekali menang, gue udahan gitu-gitu. Pokoknya kalau kalah terus malah gue nggak main, malah gue bakal pensi gitu selama beberapa bulan gitu kan. Malah sebulan 2 bulan gue bakal pensi, bakal mute hilang gitu kalau kalah sekali 3 kali gitu, bikin darah tinggi gitu kan. Nah gue kemarin lihat di YouTube si Topson, Gorgi dan lain-lain tuh streamer pro player gitu, mereka tuh lose streaknya banyak cok, kayak sampai 12 kali 15 kali kalah gitu. Topson tuh seorang Topson 12 kali lose streak gitu-gitu, tapi mereka tetap main gitu. Bisa dah, gila keren gitu. Maksudnya ya gue pengen kayak gitulah, walaupun kalah gue masih pengen main gitu. Next time kali ya, pas gue udah dapat mood Dota lagi kali ya. Gue nggak tahu sih apa tuh 2023 mau Immortal, enggak lah. Kan udah pernah Immortal Ted di kecil anjir. Udah memang masih amateur number nu. Kan udah pernah Immortal anjing di kecil, lawannya Immortal gimana sih lu? Ngapain Immortal anjing?
If you want to
Define
release
lah,
a shell
define.
lantern, come and find us anytime.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Lantern Rite to you too.
Bentar-bentar gue nanya kakak gue lagi dah. Ah, besok aku mau Masalahnya pada hilang 2 KMM masih main. Iya kayak nonton dikit loh, maksudnya walaupun gue streaming game namatin tuh, walaupun kadang ada yang nonton ada yang enggak, pasti ada yang mampir gitu, 1-2 orang yang kepo gitu. Kalau ini tuh, kalau Genshin tuh streaming lu doang yang mampir aja. Tahu sana dulu apa? Sama sebenarnya anjay sana nyanyi. Sama apa namanya? Sama kayak gue sebenarnya udah punya vision, tau gak sih vision gue apa? Anjay vision. Gue yakin banget gue bakal gede kalau gue main Dota, Ted. Nggak tahu dah, Ted. Feeling gue tuh ngatain gitu anjing semenjak, sebenarnya udah lama ya. Cuman gue nggak pernah bilangnya kalau pada, nggak tahu kenapa gue bilang di hati gue bilang, lu bakal sukses kalau main Dota gitu. Maksudnya YouTube lu bakal gede kalau lu main Dota gitu. Dalam hati gue, nggak tahu, hati gue ngomongnya gitu terus sih. Cuman gue tuh nggak pernah melaksanakan, soalnya pertama tuh yang susah tuh mood-mutannya itu anjing, yang hilang-hilangan. Kayak hati gue bilang you good at Dota gitu. Lu bagus di Dota, lu jago di Dota, cuman kenapa lu mainnya mut-mutan gitu. Testingnya coba beberapa hari, kan kemarin kita testing beberapa hari, jadi waktu gue lagi ada moodnya kan Dota mulu tuh tiap hari kan. Maksudnya nonton tuh lumayan lah, belasan jam jing dapatnya, padahal lu doang gitu. Bahkan ada penonton banyak aja, bang mabar bang, gini bang gini ayo bang, gini. Kan lu pernah lu, ya mood mah kayak kita kerja di perusahaan aja nu, kayak lu dimarahin, dinasihati, tapi tetap harus lakuin demi kerja. Iya sih. Kayak gitu sih Ted. Cuman ya biarin lah, let me think about it dulu ya, biarin gue mikir dulu soal itu gimana nanti ke depannya. Mungkin nantilah kalau gue udah dapat mood Dotanya gitu. Jadi kalau misalkan gue lagi mood Dota nih, misalkan gue Dota terus tuh kan, kalau mood gue tiba-tiba hilang, nanti gue saing lawan gitu. Kalau gue sekarang lagi posisinya, sekarang gue lagi nggak ada moodnya kan. Kalau sekarang lagi nggak ada moodnya, kayak gue kagak full power gitu kayak nanti mainnya. Maksudnya bukan kagak full power gitu, maksudnya kayak kagak niat gitu mainnya, ngerti nggak sih? Kayak ada penonton gitu, kayak oh ya hai gitu doang gitu. Kalau lagi ada moodnya tuh enak kalau sambil ngobrol gitu sambil jelasin dan lain-lain gitu. Sayangnya gue legend sih sebel banget gue, kenapa gue legend ya? Medal gue ngapa legend dah, heran gue. Di Indo tuh player Dota ya nggak banyak, tapi nggak dikit juga, tapi streamernya tuh dikit, bisa dihitung jari yang banyak view-nya. Iya gue lihat tuh kayak gue tahu nih, gue streamer bisa dihitung jari kayak Rusman, Mocel, Yuka, In Your Dream. Ini streamer yang main, abis itu Apin. Tuh 5 orang doang yang tahu Apin Dota tuh dia masih legend juga sama kayak gue. Subscribernya 2000 apa berapa tuh? Dia tuh baru 5 orang doang tuh. Dia Apin, Rusman, Yuka, Dreamosel, In Your Dream. 5 ada lagi nggak? Tambahin dah. Dikit anjir, bisa dihitung jari cok. Maksudnya kalau streaming kayak nge-cast gitu banyak caster. Tapi kalau streaming playernya tuh dikit jing.
Cloud Retainer, why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong, but have you ever heard of her?
Kayaknya sudah tidak asing lagi dengan nama Guizhong. Kali lu kayak Gravi dari Hera, view demi goblok-goblokin diajarin jadi banyak kontennya. Enggak, sekarang Gravi udah ganti konten ke ini aja. Tapi dia nggak tahu deh konten Dotanya dia hilang apa gimana. Lalu gue pipis dulu bentar ya.
Guizhong is another name of Agentis, the god of
Kalau
dust.
ini agak penting
She
nih.
was extroverted in nature and adored social gatherings and inventions alike.
Guizhong adalah nama lain dari Hagentus, Dewi Debu, the god of dust katanya. Terus sifatnya ramah dan terbuka diri, menyukai sosialisasi dan penemuan baru.
Long ago, this region was yet a prosperous assembly. Guizhong often invited her friends to visit her home, reserving for us seats around the largest stone table.
Cuma nanti ya lah ya. Gue sekali lagi tuh masih dalam pikiran gue, nggak tahu mau gue sosialisasikan gimana anjing. Abis gue bilang kayak udah setahun gini kan, gue udah setahun nama-namatin game dan view-nya tuh nggak jauh beda perubahannya aja. Masa udah setahun gue gini-gini doang, nggak mau lah gue. Apakah gue harus melakukan sistem satu game doang seumur hidup gue, yaitu Dota? Anjing, ya udahlah. Kalau emang harus begitu mau nggak mau anjing berarti. Dahulu kala tanah ini ada tempat pengiriman ampur Guizhong.
Sea Gazer would always bring out his latest treasure and place it upon the table. He could be quite the braggart. Though usually a mild-mannered fellow, when it came to those collectibles he was so fond of, he always loved to show them off.
Paimon remembers that name. So that's what Sea Gazer was like.
He was an old friend and a former rival. One has many memories of him.
Oh laki si Gazer.
Once he had brought out the treasure, it would predictably become the center of attention. Neither Guizhong nor one was content to let him just steal the spotlight. So we would then also present our proudest mechanical creations. As Adepti, we were each gifted in our own ways, and naturally proud of our accomplishments in our respective fields of expertise. As a result, one often quarreled with Sea Gazer. His treasures were not even of his own making. He just used his exploration skills to dig them out of the ground. How, pray tell, could he compare to me, when every single one of one's accomplishments were crafted by one's own hand?
Cloud Retainer, you are getting competitive again.
One digresses. Regardless, every time an argument occurred, Guizhong would come over to watch us during our mutual lambastics. On some occasions, she would join in, and on others, she'd take one of us by the limb and start uttering the most ridiculous nonsense.
What kind of nonsense?
No kind of nonsense were we spared. Sometimes she would brazenly opine, why argue between yourselves when neither of you could ever hope to beat me? Other times, she would make unsolicited suggestions, such as, once you two are done arguing, let's go to the foot of the mountain and grill some meat. She always sought to make everyone happy, and one must say, she had quite the gift for it. No matter what nonsense she said, one never felt bothered or offended. It also helped that she never referred to one as that illuminated bird or lady bird.
You... Come on, get over yourself!
Anyway, just as our impassioned arguments would reach the apex of acrimony, Marchosius would bring his delectable dishes to the table. Who would dare snub the stove god and his wondrous creations? At the sight of him, we would all immediately drop the argument and prepare the table for a night of feasting and drinking. Back then, one was always bothered by how the cups Rex Lapis brought were always too square for one's taste. Can you see yourselves ever enjoying a drink from a square cup? Then you are most tolerant, but that is its own virtue. Even one could never find fault with Marchosius's cooking. As we ate, Guizhong would continue to find topics for conversation, filling the table with humor and laughter. Each of those old fossils had their character flaws and points of obstinacy. So why was it that whenever we dined together, we always had a marvelous time? We would drink together from a spot high in the mountains, until the moon set and the sun rose, and only then would the banquet finally come to an end. Streetwood Rambler would often remain to admire the flowers with Guizhong before returning to her own abode. The glaze lilies were far more abundant.
Streetward Rambler?
That would be Ping. You probably know her as Madam Ping.
Probably Ping.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is a lovely story and everything, but didn't we come here to find that Adeptus from Mr. Dvorak's story? Or are you saying that it was Guizhong? Didn't she, already,
Alas, long has one avoided this place for precisely that reason. The sights here are a reminder of a time long gone, and evoke much sorrow. One should have guessed that you would disrupt one's poignant moment of mourning with your incessant questioning. No matter, one will share the whole story with you now.
Wait, cutscene,
In
cutscene.
times gone by, one quarreled oft with Guizhong concerning mechanical principles. We each had our ideals, and neither would yield. Under the pretext of a social gathering, one invited the impartial Rex Lapis to judge the quality of our creations. But Rex Lapis declared that Guizhong's Obscuro Vulpus mechanism was superior. Though one was too proud to acknowledge it, in one's heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical arts. As for the story between Guizhong and Streetward Rambler, that begins with a certain bell. In Guizhong's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an expression of the soul, an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly, until one asked Rex Lapis to intercede. He confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world. But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili Plains. Guizhong was overpowered by the enemy, and fell in battle. When Streetwood Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained among the ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetwood Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device. Many lantern rites have passed since then. Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's everything. We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we Adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world below.
Keren Guizhong kalau bisa.
One has always been austere. and
Cantik
private
anjing
by
Guizhong
nature,
bangsat.
And has never relished socializing.
Lebih ke cute.
One's dealings with Guizhong were born out of discussions on the discipline of mechanics.
What? You have loads of friends, and you seem pretty chatty.
Just because one is not ignorant of social graces does not mean one is fond of them. One is perfectly capable of partaking in conversation despite being introverted. But in the end, one is nothing like Streetward Rambler. She is dauntless but thoughtful.
Imut banget. Iya, badannya kecil, rambutnya pendek kayak masih anak-anak gitu, lucu deh. Tapi dewasa.
Her friendship with Guizhong was far greater than one's own. Back when they were rivals, they would often compete against one another in the realm of musical composition. That cleansing bell was one of Guizhong's proudest works, having the ability to both compose.
Seperti yang gue udah makan sayangan imutnya sayu. Ngapa jadi sayu dah?
Wait, that's weird. Didn't Madam Ping say she pestered an old friend for that bell? And she also said something about being a vain beauty when she was young or something.
Streetward Rambler, a vain beauty. My foot. That bell has a sad history. Clearly, she refrained from sharing with you the truth of its origins. As for her old friend, who else could it be? As soon as Streetward Rambler heard that a certain Zhang Li wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man was none other than Rex Lapis, and that he had made an enormous decision.
Iya ya, katanya imut juga bisa via karakter dengan spirit begitu. Iya ya, cocok tau. Ini yang Inggris ya, kalau yang Jepang nggak tahu dah.
After all, we all have known each other for several millennia. Some things between us are implicitly understood.
Whoa! So they were talking in secret code? Oh, Paimon did not see that one coming.
Enough of your intrusions. Where was one up to? Ah, yes. One remembers now.
One remember.
The cleansing bell is powered by a mechanical art and can be used to great effect as an accompanying instrument. After the passing of its creator,
Lu udah kelar
it was
Ted,
used on
gue sini
numerous
Ted,
occasions
story ini Ted.
during rites of parting.
Gue pengen nanya deh, yang udah kelar, lu kenaan story ini apa story tahun lalu? Karena pertama itu Tabibito sama siapa kan, yang kedua kemarin Kecing, terus sekarang lebih ke Ganyu. Lebih ke Ganyu bukannya Hutao sekarang. Bukannya sekarang lebih ke Hutao ya? There is a lot of Hutao scene bro. Yang pertama itu Xiao. Kedua si Kecing, ketiga tuh kayak Hutao, harusnya Hutao sih Ted. Ini kan gara-gara kita lagi nyari si inian sini doang kan. Apa namanya si itu the fuck apa kok the fuck saja the forak.
But Streetward Rambler did not acquire it from Rex Lapis for the purpose of producing further funerary tunes. No. Each time she rang it, it was to play the tune that Guizhong composed on it. The two once clashed over their beliefs about the meaning of music. Who would have thought that with Guizhong's passing and Streetward Rambler's mourning, two tunes composed in discord would eventually become one harmonious composition? Once upon a time, Streetward Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. But after Guizhong passed, she preferred her own company.
Tapi story bareng
She could
Ganyu
often
terus.
be found sitting alone at a
Masa
mountain
sih?
summit.
Enggak, yang nilai bareng tuh so gue tuh
reminiscing
nggak tahu sih
of
orang
their
beda-beda ya. Kan biasanya lebih di cutscene gitu loh. Cutscene itu mencerminkan itu tokoh utamanya siapa ya biasanya. Nggak tahu sih. Kalau story mah iya kali. Iya nggak sih? Iya lah harusnya.
The music would go from mournful to soothing to impassioned.
Kalau pertama tuh pokoknya kita ngajak Xiao. Jadi Xiao tuh nggak pernah ikut lantern ride. Kita pokoknya ngajak Xiao, ayo ikut, ayo lihat lantern, ayo lihat lantern ride gitu. Pokoknya alhasil Xiao ujung-ujungnya lihat lantern ride, tapi itu disenyum kan. Kalau yang kedua itu Kecing, ceritanya gimana sih Kecing aja? Kecing itu ceritanya apa yang mana deh? Lupa gue cerita catching aja tahun. Kalau tahun kemarin kan catching terus kan sampai ada skinnya. Iya.
Many years passed before she finally composed a melody to our satisfaction. In celebration, she played the tune to the clouds. Regrettably, one has only ever heard her play that tune once. Which brings one back to the matter you've been investigating. Perhaps it was during that performance that the ancestor of your Fontaine friend fell into the water and was saved by Streetwood Rambler.
But if she was so happy with the melody, why would she only play it once?
One was also greatly perplexed by this. After suppressing one's curiosity for a long while, one finally approached her and asked why she would retire the tune after having spent so long on it. In response, she said, though the strings that played that melody survive, the one who inspired it is gone. Tell me, Cloud Retainer, when the one attuned to my soul is no longer here, who else could hope to understand this tune?
Sebenarnya emang lagu itu masih, tapi dia yang menginspirasi kamu itu telah tiada. Katakan padaku loh, ketika dirinya yang seirama dengan jiwaku sudah tak lagi di sini, siapa lagi mampu menjiwai lagu ini?
Aw, poor Madam Ping.
Ya padahal mereka sering berargumen ya, tapi ternyata mereka saling sayang.
I just remember being taken care of by you when I was young. Once the Archon War came to an end, I stayed behind to honor my...
Apaan tuh, kok patah-patah? Lu denger patah-patah nggak? Apa lu dengerin lancar?
Although I met Guizhang a few times, I never knew anything of this particular story.
Guizhang was quite the visionary, but tragically passed before her time. Her manuscripts still lie unfinished in the realm of clouds. Blank pages give one cause for contemplation on what might have been. Had you not decided to search for that mystery Adeptus, perhaps these stories too would have been lost to the sands of time. As of now, you know the truth. That the Adeptus who rescued the drowning man was none other than Streetwood Rambler. Do you intend to discuss this with her?
Do you mean Ping might find the topic too distressing?
Precisely. The passing of our old friend is a heavy topic that both of us are usually careful to avoid.
If I may be so bold, Cloud Retainer, could it be that this is just your own personal opinion?
Oh? How so?
I've been in Leo Harbor for quite a long time now, and I've witnessed many farewells along the way. So I too am well acquainted with the pain of the passing of a loved one.
Sekarang hujan anjing cuacanya. Nggak, gue pikir emang dia sononya anjing. Hujan nggak sih? Apa enggak ya harusnya?
But this doesn't bring the city or its people to a standstill. They have to keep moving forward.
Belumnya kesamber nih gue nih.
Someone as perceptive and wise as Ping will surely have come to understand and embrace this. Though these immortal mountains have lost an Adeptus, the harbor of mortals has gained a wise elder. No loss can ever be undone, but there is always much that can still be gained. Ping has helped countless people, and will guide many others in the years to come. And all to whom she extends a helping hand to become her friends.
Mana baru 55 menit lagi.
People she can, though it is heartbreaking to lose a kindred spirit. Life goes on, because there are new friends waiting for you further down the road.
We even asked Madam Ping what she thought about adding a music festival to this year's Lantern Rite. When we get back, why don't we just ask her if she'd like to perform? Maybe we can even get her up on stage.
Nih Raiden nih lagi ini Ted. Raiden lagi dapat anjir. Hujan.
You youngsters and your imaginations.
Why don't you come with us? It's been a long time since you last spoke with Ping. And Leo Harbor is always decorated so beautifully during the festival period.
Is not every lantern rite the same in this regard? Were there ever anything new to discuss? One in Ping could meet any day of the year.
I disagree. Each new day and each new year is different from those that have come before. How long will you simply let them pass you by?
Kenapa dari tanah mulu yang muncul? Ada terus lain pada kemana? Iya, yang warna coklat ya, Tet ya? Warna coklat sama yang warna apa tuh lagi?
The edibles she brought this time were indeed quite delectable. Very well, then one will be off. If the other old fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves, one shall soon find out.
Gaji buta aja ada tuh.
All right. We should be getting back to the harbor as well.
Goblok.
We don't want to keep her waiting. Once the Guili assembly, now the Guili plains. Say, if we planted flowers there and cared for them carefully enough, do you think that one day we'd be able to recreate the sea of glaze lilies?
Anjing, the Sea of Glass Lily, lu mau ngapain? Lu mau makan tuh?
Allow one to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are still far too given to flights of fancy, child.
What? Cloud Retainer? You were still listening?
Pantas only Morales gaji ada tuh.
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you. This time, one is departing in earnest.
Gather.
Lanternnya hujan dah. Ini masih lama nggak sih, Ted? Ini kita ngomong sama Pink kan, Madam Pink. Gue inget banget, sumpah. Gue inget banget, sumpah nih nyari-nyari ini apa di sini nih nyari-nyari bunganya hutau anjing. Mana yang warna merah ya? Hilang lagi mana yang
Way
hutau?
behind schedule.
Di mana bunganya hutau ya? Di sono, di sono. Harusnya sekitar sini anjir ada. Ah, lupa gua. Yang warna merah. Anya, cie.
Next on the
Hutau plus Sinkyu, iya.
Whoa, Madam Ping and Cloud Retainer?
It appears you made haste after all.
Oh, bless my soul. To what do I owe the honor? How nice of you all to come and visit me.
Miss Illuminated Bird, haven't you said anything yet?
Said what, precisely? And why should one be tasked with saying it?
'Cause you're the one who's known Madam Ping the longest.
Anjing minta gue sembelih nih orang nih.
Street word. Or rather, presumably, you would prefer to be addressed as Ping?
Oh, Cloud Retainer, you are uncommonly polite today.
Given that Lantern Rite is almost upon us, the weather in the city is most pleasant, and a sweet floral fragrance lingers in the air. Ganyu, please continue from here.
All right. So, this all started because we were trying to help Mr. Dvorak find the Adeptus who saved his ancestor's life.
Kayaknya coba duduk perkaranya ke Madam Pink.
Cloud Retainer informed us that the one who played that melody and rescued the drowning man was none other than yourself.
Let me think. Yes, I do believe I recall that encounter.
Menurut lo kalau Cloud Retainer balik ke wujud manusia, dia bakal setua Madam Pink nggak? Kan mereka kan Madam Pink sama Cloud Retainer kan sama-sama Adeptus nih ya kan? Madam Pink jadi tua gini kan? Apakah Cloud Retainer kalau berubah jadi orang juga tuh dia jadi tua juga? Zhongli doang yang kagak tua anjing.
What a long time ago that was. I'm surprised that you still remember it. Even more astonishing, perhaps, is the fact that this story has survived this long at all, when mortal lives are so very brief. It appears that she has proven herself right once.
Who's she?
Guizong?
We like to call her Guizhong. From the look in Cloud Retainer's eyes, I sense that she has already told you all about her.
Albeit reluctantly, one might add.
there is no harm done. After all, Lantern Right's very purpose is to commemorate the heroes who gave their lives for
Anjay,
Liyue.
Backsound Liyue bro, backsound Liyue itu masih tak terkalahkan.
Although Guizhong did not live to see the splendid sights of today, she was as much a hero as any other.
So how has she proven herself right again exactly?
Once upon a time, she said to me that humans were a weak form of life that she wished to protect with her wisdom. But as she interacted more and more with them, her opinions on them began to change.
Backsound doang tak terkalahkan, eksplorasi Liyue ditinggalkan. Anjing gue tadi dah.
She marveled at the beautiful complexity of their spirits, the sheer splendor of all they could accomplish through their hard work and intelligence.
Gue merasa tertampar lo ngomong gitu, Ted.
She told us that to underestimate human potential would be to make a grave mistake. With the smallest amount of guidance, enormous power can be unleashed in them, and a human who has reached their full potential may well be her equal. Someone who could have as much to teach an adeptus as to learn from them.
She always had a way with words. That her mechanical accomplishments were judged superior to one's own was, one suspects, in large part due to her sheer eloquence.
Speaking of mechanics, Cloud Retainer, do you still remember that potted plant mechanism? The one that the two of you gave me as a gift?
Mekanisme pot itu yang mana ya? Yang teko itu yang dibuat sama Gizong.
Guizhong and one both put an immense amount of effort into that gift. It would be no overstatement to call it a testament to each of our individual technical genius.
As Guizhong once said, it takes every blade of grass and every flower to make a homeland. When I see the sight of Liyue Harbor before us today, I am reminded of this.
Madam Ping looks very emotional right now.
Ya sudah banyak.
Of all of us, it was Guizhong who was the fondest of these grand and exciting occasions. If she were still with us, I'm quite sure she would still be trying to best Cloud Retainer's finest works at every opportunity.
Liyue Harbor is always filled with the sound of music at this time of the year.
Anjay.
If she were here, one is certain that she would seek you out to discuss and debate the virtues of various melodies.
Oh yeah, music! We've been dying to ask. What was the melody that you played back then? Oh, also, with you being such a music expert and all, why don't you join the concert as a performer?
I can make arrangements right away.
Oh, as much as I don't wish to dampen your enthusiasm, it's been a long time since I played this zither. My fingers don't have the dexterity they once did.
Anjay, dexterity itu ternyata kelincahan, gengs.
And whenever I play that tune, it always reminds me of her. I start wondering what she would think of the changes I have made to her melody. There was a period of time whenever I started strumming, it almost felt like she was back again. Sitting right there on the stone stool next to me, chatting away. Skybracer and Seagazer too, looking just like they did in the old days. No matter how much time goes by, the moment that melody starts playing, it transports me right back to that time in my memory.
So the past still weighs heavily on your heart?
Oh, I would be lying to myself if I claimed to have completely moved on.
Kalau Persona nggak jadi, main apa next ya? Mungkin gue bakal main game-game yang gue pengen main aja sih, Ted. Contoh kalau misalkan ini terakhir kali gue main namatin game, sebenarnya seharusnya nggak terakhir kali ya. Gue bakal tetap namatin game, mungkin bakal gue kurangin kalau bener-bener gue nanti jadi kalau bener-bener nanti gue jadi streaming Dota ya. Berarti kan namatin game agak gue kurangin ya. Jadi kayak mungkin gue bakal namatin game yang gue pengen mainin aja sih, kayak gue dari dulu tuh pengen buat main apa namanya lupa gue, Kingdom Heart, Ova Games ya, Ova Games. Gue pengen main Kingdom Heart tuh dari dulu. Pengen buat main Kingdom Heart itu dari dulu. Soalnya kan RDR udah main. Habis apa lagi? Apa lagi ya kira-kira ya? Sebenarnya gue pengen main The Last of Us gitu loh. The Last of Us cuman nggak ada di Ova Game. Kita lihat barang-barangnya kali ya. Ya di Discord lagi. Akayami lagi. Ada nggak ya The Last of Us ya? Gak ada anjing The Last of Us di sini. Ini agak kecewa gue di sini anjing. Uncharted ada, tapi The Last of Us gak ada. Yang paling Kingdom Hearts sih untuk sekarang. Nggak tahu sih nanti gimana lihatnya nanti lah.
But that is not to say that grief doesn't get easier with time. Despite the sadness, I have found many things that bring me joy in life. It is simply the nature of the world in which we live that, even if one wished to mourn for an eternity, it would be a nigh impossible feat. Just look at this potted plant. Isn't it stunning?
It takes an honest and open mind to confront and conquer grief. You have indeed...
Be that as it may, I shall leave the lantern rite stage to the youth of today.
Well, if you're sure.
Granny! Whoa, what's everyone doing here? Did something bad happen?
Ah, and now we've spooked Yanfei. No, everyone's just here to give me their regards for the holiday.
Oh, that's wonderful, I'm glad.
Ini juga Adeptus juga bukan sih Yanpe? Iya nggak sih?
Well, in that case, happy Lantern Rite, everyone.
Happy Lantern Ride.
Happy Lantern Rite. Oh, I just remembered that I have some work to do at Yuehai Pavilion that I need to discuss with Yanfei. I haven't been able to find a chance until now.
Iya kayak gaji 50-50. Iya ini kan tanduk kayaknya anjir. Iya kan?
I will leave Mr. Dvorak in your capable hands. Cloud Retainer, Ping, we will be off for now.
Huh? Does it have to be right now? Which case is this again? Hey, Ganyu!
Ganyu kayak itu alasan deh buat cabut doang lah.
It seems Ganyu still has much to learn when it comes to the art of deception.
Tuh kan? Bener kan anjing?
What a pity. She has learned nothing of one's ability to carry a conversation.
Anjing lu ngaca bangsat, lu sendiri kagak bisa ngomong anjing. Lu lihat dah muka Paimon sama muka Lumin anjir. Kayak anjing nih Adeptus kagak ngaca bangsat.
Since it's been so long, Cloud Retainer, why don't you stay? I'll make a cup of tea and we can chat a while.
Gladly. This was one's intention as well.
When you next see the Fontaine musician, please give him my regards. I'd like to wish him the very best with the concert.
Okay.
You got it, Madam Ping.
Thank you all. I think you've listened to enough of my nattering for one day.
Ngaca lu pakai tipotnya Ping goblok.
As for that melody, I will play it for you all another time. Goodness knows I need to practice it first.
Wow, that'd be great. We'll look forward to it.
Aduh mana nih hutau anjing, karakter yang gue sering pakai mana?
When that time comes, wherever her spirit may be among the countless grains of sand and specks of dust between the harbor and the mountains, perhaps she will look at the Liyue of today and steal a smile when she sees the prosperous land that it has become.
Gua ada ini cok. Lu tau kan tiap tahun tuh kita dikasih kayak dikasih kayak setahun dalam satu tahun tuh, kalau setiap tahun Genshin kan dia ngasih tahu ya karakter yang paling sering kita pakai siapa ya. Tahun pertama gue Zhongli, tahun kedua gue Hutao cok. Tahun kedua gue Zhongli kemarin tuh. Tahun pertama gue Ningguang. Mana ya? Anjing, gue telah mengalahkan 10.000 Hillicher. Bentar dah. Mana ya? 10.000 Hillicher dan 1.040 Hillicher. Apa nih? Mana ya Zhongli ya? Anjing, gue ngalahin 9.000 slime, cok. Oh, ini pertama kali gue main Genshin 15 bulan 12 tahun 2020. Mana ya? Nggak dikasih tahu apa ya? Setahu gue dikasih tahu dah harusnya dah. Ini bukan sih pertama kali Dragon Spine. Ini bukan mana ya? Ini cerita sedih sih, cok, parah anjing. Nih apa foto-foto dam gue di sini, foto-foto dam. Apa ini dam kok dam sih? Udahlah, lanjut lagi lah. Pokoknya tahun pertama gue Ningguang, tahun kedua gue Zhongli ya. Yang paling
Let's go tell Mr. Dvorak the news.
karakter yang sering gue pakai maksudnya. Paling tahun ketiga Zhongli juga anjir. Dam bodoh. Dams, bukan anjing, dumpster gitu loh, dumpster. Iya, tempat sampah, dumpster. DUP.
Dump.
Coba dump.
Dumb.
Anjing sama, cok, pronunciation-nya bangsat.
Dump. Dumb. Dump.
Ngentot, nggak ada bedanya anjing. Tai dah. Sama anjing, Ted. Gue bener anjing ngomongnya. Lu jangan ngadi-ngadi lo, Ted.
We're way behind schedule.
Anjay, ini udah apakah tanda-tanda pengen mulai? Adain gitu kayak. Aja udah disinyalir konten terus ya sama Genshin. Iya, enggak, kenapa kita nggak dapat gitar ya? Gitar kayak gitu kasih ke kita ya?
And Kuching's here too. Thanks for helping set all of this up.
Welcome back. Did everything go well?
Halo baby, iya aku ya semuanya udah going well kok sayang. Gila nih ayang beb gua.
Really well. We found the person Mr. Dvorak was looking for.
Gua agak sakit ya kalau ketemu catching ya.
Are you serious?
Malah dikasih harga penenang jamur.
I see.
Harpa penenang,
So
iya.
the melody my
Harpa anjir.
ancestor heard was an adeptus remembering her late friend? That certainly explains why it was such a powerful and poignant tune.
That's a really interesting first reaction.
I have to say, though, it's hard to believe that the fairy from the tale is now an elderly granny.
Oh, Paimon knows exactly what you mean. Normally, Adepti don't age at all.
Oh, umumnya ada itu kan kebal dari penuaan. Tapi kenapa Madam Pink bisa tua ya? Berarti si Cloud Retainer bisa nggak tua, bisa masih muda loh. Orang mah suling gitu apa pianika, goblok pianika aja.
But Streetward Rambler, or Madam Ping as we know her, probably only became old because it's what she wanted for herself.
Oke, ini menjelaskan pertanyaan gue tadi, gengs ya. Ternyata Adeptus tuh nggak bisa berubah aja gitu. Berarti Madam Pink penuaan dini. Oh, berarti kalau si Cloud Retainer dan lain-lain tuh bisa aja muda terus gitu. Makanya Zhongli bisa muda terus gitu. Sebenarnya bisa dituain dia, cuma dia nggak mau.
Madam Ping possesses vast knowledge and great wisdom. Whatever physical form she may decide to take, her mind and wits are as sharp as they come.
Apapun wujud yang diambil, pikiran dan kecerdikannya tetap tajam dan penuh perhitungan. Oh, berarti dia bisa berubah jadi muda lagi, Jir. Soalnya di sini dijelasin kalau Madam Pink sama apapun wujud yang dia ambil berarti dia bisa berubah jadi muda lagi, Cok. Lo mau nggak Ted sama Madam Pink, Ted? Dia cantik ya gue Ted pas masih muda, Ted. Dia bisa berubah hanya jadi muda lagi. Bang gacha bang, bacot kamu sidik.
Yep, Kuching summed it up perfectly. That's exactly what Paimon was trying to say.
Oh, mulu lo Paimon lo.
I think. Yes. I must thank her in person. That can wait until after the concert, though. For now, I need to devote all my emotional energy to the performance.
Ah, speaking of, Madam Ping wishes you all the best at the music festival.
Gacha 10 kali nggak ada primongkem aja. Gue tuh kalau 160 gacha tak kayak. Iya lu sama kalau di channel ya, dia ngomongin one shot terus ya. Ngomongnya gitu ya. Bukan aku ya, tapi dia ngomongnya one shot ini.
Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that she'll stay in her usual spot, but listen to the performances from afar.
Wait, are you serious? Oh no, now I'm starting to get nervous. Okay, alright.
Gue udah nabung PT nih. Pengen Yoimiya gue anjir. Gila artefak Yoimiya gue tuh udah unbeatable, unbreakable.
Nope, another rehearsal is in order. Please excuse me, everyone.
PT udah berapa bang? PT senjata 48 apa 49 ya? Pokoknya PT senjata udah gede lah, 50 kali ya. Kita buletin lah 50 PT senjata. PT karakter masih PT kecil nih. Kemarin kan dapat Raiden C3 di PT 37. Gue dapat Raiden C3 di PT 37 kemarin. Sekarang PT gue masih kereset, masih kecil, masih 0. Bukan 0 sih, apalagi 10-an lah, 10-an. Nggak tahu 10, nggak tahu 10 lebih, nggak tahu 10 kurang dah. Yang gede itu senjata, dan senjata gue red on, bisa dapat 2 di antara banner yang ada. Jadi gue mungkin nunggu senjata yang bagus lah, yang dua-duanya bagus.
Mr. Dvorak? He's already gone. Paimon wasn't even finished telling him everything. Before we set off on our search with Ganyu, he asked us about what music means to people. After our recent adventure, Paimon thinks we have a lot more to say about that now.
Waduh, setara Mom Sidik punya cici T3. Wah, itu mah udah unbeatable, Ted. Bang mau tanya, kan kemarin aku download Genshin, anjing ada orang baru nih. Bentar, Zilan, aku baca dulu sebelum kami berangkat sama Ganyu. Kan dia nanya Attribution orang setelahnya. Bang, mau nanya. Kan kemarin aku download Genshin Impact PC. Nah, kelar tuh disuruh download yang di launcher 52 GB. Saya baru download 10 GB, downloadnya malah ngulang ke 0. Masa sih ngulang ke 0? Perasaan kagak ngulang ke 0 deh. Emang bisa ngulang ke 0, Cok? Enggak, setau gue deh. Itu mungkin kamu ngulang ke 0 tapi sebenarnya sisaannya lagi kali. Nggak mungkin jing ngulang ke 0. Gue nggak pernah kayak gitu, Cok, dari dulu. Gue main udah 2 tahun anjing, udah 2-3 tahun, mau 3 tahun ini kita tahun ketiga kan. Nggak tahu sih Zilan, aku sih nggak pernah ngerasain itu ya. Kamu kenapa emang internetnya mati apa gimana?
Please, share your insights with me.
File location gamenya berubah kali. File location gamenya berubah kali. Ya iya kali, kamu lagi download. Ya itu bisa aja tuh dari sidik tuh. Kamu lagi download, tapi kamu pas udah lagi pause download, kamu udah matiin komputer atau matiin apa, besoknya kamu download lagi, abis itu kamu otak-atik kali file locationnya, tempat kamu downloadnya. Itu bisa juga tuh. Nanti kalau kamu ubah-ubah lokasinya, itu bakal kereset lagi. Misal kamu downloadnya tuh di D, data D. Tiba-tiba kamu ganti filenya tuh pas ini ke data C, ya itu dari ulang lagi lah. Seharusnya sih nggak begitu, Zilan. Benar deh, harusnya nggak begitu. Selama kamu nggak otak-atik, pasti ada hal yang ini bikin yang kamu otak-atik kali, nggak tahu deh.
Well, we found out that music can be used for good, but also for bad.
Gede juga Genshin ya? Emang segitu apa gedenya Genshin? Bentar dah. Gue lihat ya, gedenya Genshin berapa sih emang? Bentar. Mana Genshin ya? Anjing, kagak ada lagi Genshin ini ya. Kok 8 KB doang sih anjing? Anjing. Di mana sih Genshin Lai? Gue download, gue nggak tahu aja lokasinya goblok. Oh ini nih. Genshin berapa sih emang? Anjing gede banget cok bangsat. 69 giga,5 cok. Ini 64 tipu-tipu nih ya. Ini yang bener angkanya sebelah ya anjir. Anjing 70 giga cok Genshin di PC bangsat. Gimana ini anjing? Gede banget cok. Ya Allah, ini memakan lapak anjir. Nih data gue sisa berapa ya di sini ya? Masih ada 500 giga cok. Aman lah, masih ada 500 giga, 100 giga ya. Aman. Santuy. Kalau ada update. Pas download udah 10 GB ada error, aku tekan oke malah ngulang. Error kenapa? Harusnya kamu baca dulu.
It can make people happy and moved, but it can also be sad and bittersweet.
Harusnya kamu baca dulu gitu. Aku nggak tahu. Aku nggak pernah kayak gitu beneran Zilan.
And music is like a kind of memory written in people's hearts. It can put you in touch with feelings from a totally different time and place.
Kamu ulang aja ya download, habis itu kamu tinggal tidur gitu sampai pagi. Harusnya sih nggak bakal kayak gitu ya. Soalnya aku pernah kayak kamu juga. Sampai sekarang aku udah bertahun-tahun main.
It sounds like you had an eventful trip. Don't worry, I'm sure Ganyu will fill me in on all the details shortly.
Kamu baru main Genshin apa gimana sih Len? Player baru kah apa player lama? Habis itu balik lagi. Nah makanya itu nggak kebaca. Oh. Kamu player baru apa player lama tapi pengen bisa main lagi?
Wait, does that mean you're gonna carry on working?
Just a few things to wrap up. All the groundwork is done. As long as everyone enjoys the festival activities, all our efforts are worthwhile.
Happy Lantern Ride.
Happy Lantern Rite to you as well.
Anjing gue sumpah catching tuh. Ah gila, I love you catching bro. Dadah beb.
That should be everything taken care of, right? Paimon feels like she's forgetting something. What was it? Shoot! Latent... Wait, no. Anyway, Zhangli said he wasn't in a hurry, so if we went now, there's probably still time, right? Anyway, even if we don't make it, it's not our fault. He could have totally picked them by himself. Ugh. Anyway, let's go check with him at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Kita ketemu Utau. Let's go. Utau, let's go. Kita ke Wangsheng. Wangsheng. Ah. Utau. Gila, akhirnya ketemu Utau, Bray. Anjay.
Healthy body, healthy born of ice and frost. This is long overdue. Next on the
Rusuh anjing. Apa dah? Utau ngapa dah? Ya anjir, tunggu deh ya. Ntar ya, gue pengen screenshot anjir. Kalau screenshot tuh nggak bisa pakai inian soalnya. Maaf ya, kita ganti satu layar dulu. Nah, kita ganti satu layar. Habis itu kita screenshot. Kita kayak main satu layar aja dari ini deh. Soalnya gue pengen mengabadikan momen-momen berharga di Lantern Ride, bro. Apa dah? Nggak jelas banget anjing. Apa dah? Gue tau nggak jelas banget anjing. Sakit nih orang kayak dah.
Alright, let's take a break here.
Halo.
Oh wow, look who it is! Are you here to hang out with everyone's favorite funeral director?
Anjing pede banget bangsat.
So you're just casually practicing your rapping skills at the entrance to your funeral parlor? In broad daylight? Okay.
After everything we've been through, you don't
won't see me for a hot minute, and you're back to being scared of your own shadow.
Sorry gengs, aku batuk.
We have all this open space, a clear view of the mountains behind and the sea in front. Not to mention we have several invisible audience members enthusiastically cheering us on. It's the perfect spot to rehearse.
Invisible audience members?
Anjing invincible dia setan loh.
Gotta say, it took me a few days to get used to Director Who's way of talking.
Anjay, Director Who.
Xinyan was pretty spooked too when she first got here. Just like when she sees a frog, but a giant frog with sharp...
Come on, knock it off.
What's wrong? I've never seen someone look so confused before. Well, don't worry, because Director Who's here to explain it all.
Anjay, because Director Who is here to explain.
There once was a Fontaine musician who went around town on a mission. He came door to door for his iridescence tour,
jadi
looking for acts to audition.
Bagus nih buat foto nih, buat jadi thumbnail nih. Bagus nih buat jadi thumbnail. Ntar gue liat dulu foto thumbnailnya. Oke, bagus.
With my words, Xinyan's chords, and Yunjin as our mentor.
Ini bagus juga nih. Anjing, gue udah mulai masuk mode-mode screenshot. Lo mau lihat nggak apa yang gue lakukan teman-teman nih? Oh. Gue kalau lihat ada sesuatu yang lucu, gue screenshotin teman-teman. Ini ada banyak nih kalau sampai atas mah, kalau mau lihat tuh. Buset. Ini Aranara. Ini quest Nahida, Kole, ini Dea. Ini ya Freshman dah. Ini quest Albedo, anjing Albedo lama banget ya. Jadul banget Albedo. Dongli. Siapa lagi? Tau gue ada lagi. Gak ada, udah gak ada, udah habis.
We'll take the stage by storm with flames roaring
Anjing.
and the whole audience calling for more.
Ini pede banget nih orang. Anjing najis tuh.
For sure! The whole dance floor will be yelling encore! Encore! Oh, now Paimon's rhyming along.
Encore,
But
encore.
when you say flames roaring, are you sure this will be safe?
No, don't you worry about that. I'm pretty experienced on the stage, and I've already informed the Yuhong of all the pyrotechnics we're planning on using.
Encore, encore.
Huh. Guess we'll just have to trust Xinyan on this one.
Director Who, anjir tumpen manggil Director Who. Zhongli ada di mana?
Oh, Zhongli. He took one of those fancy meal boxes and set off for the mountains. Said he wanted to pay a visit to some old friends.
It's a real pity that he couldn't be around for this. As well as being a true connoisseur of traditional art forms, he's able to appreciate Xinyan's performance.
Yeah, that's right. Matter of fact, he was the one who first invited me to perform here. To tell the truth, though, I never thought I'd really find myself rehearsing here one day.
Well, now you know. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is a great location. All of you are always welcome to come and hang out here, especially if you're in the mood to try something new.
Something new? Like
I
what?
can speak to that. Hu Tao is always full of fun surprises.
And jump scares.
Actually, Xinyan, I have some lyric ideas for your part.
Oh, sure thing.
Oh, Traveler in Paimon, I believe Zhongli was heading to Mount Hulao, so make sure you're hiking up the right hill. When you see Zhongli, please pass on this message to him. It's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. No excuses.
Anjay, ini perintah dari bos nih. Lo boleh ikut tampil atau enggak terserah lo. Tapi untuk acara makan-makan yang sudah direncanakan lo nggak boleh kabur. Lo nggak boleh nggak ikut, lo harus ikut. Nggak ada alasan apapun, gila. Utama pemerintah Zhongli.
You should join us too. It'll be a riot. If there's one thing I've learned from being a funeral director, it's how to throw a party.
Gila, we got a lot of hutao. Halo.
Okay, everyone. I think that's a long enough break. Let's take it from the top, shall we?
Ugh, Miss Eunice, such a strict mentor. These breaks aren't even long enough to have a sip of tea. Well, you were desperate to get involved, and this is what it takes. If I gave you half the chance, you'd be sipping tea till nightfall.
Hey, how about I treat us all to some late night snacks once we're done? Hutao, what you craving?
How about some stir-fried filet with a side of crab roe tofu?
Where are we gonna find crab roe tofu so late at night?
We could always just go pester masterful chef Zhongling.
Anjing parah banget.
Now I'm hungry. All right, let's knock this out and then go grab some food.
Manhula ya? Mana sih Manhula? Manhulau.
We're way behind schedule.
Ah, ini di Adeptus anjir. Ini Adeptus yang lain anjir. Baru dibahas bangsat, halo.
Paimon sees them! It's illuminated deer! And illuminated bird number 2!
Hai Adeptus.
A familiar face. Have you come from Liyue Harbor? How is the city nowadays?
Everything's great! But you know, if you're so curious, you can always go and check it out for yourself.
In fact, Mooncarver has been taking many walks on Mount Tianheng in recent times. I believe the sights of the city are quite familiar to him.
Anjay, kirain absen. Ada ternyata Ted. Dia kagak makan gaji buta Ted kali ini Ted. Dia beneran kerja anjir.
Zhongli! Here you are! We've brought the bamboo shoots you wanted.
Impeccable timing. Traditionally, bamboo shoot soup ought to be slow-cooked for many hours on low heat. Using Adeptus arts to hasten the process is something of a shortcut.
Wait, that mechanism... Is that...
Sebelum perasaan ini first time ya Zhongli ketemu Adeptus. Sebelumnya malu-malu kucing. Iya, first time kayaknya. Ini biasanya tuh di kota doang ngopi aja, ngeteh.
Indeed. Cloud Retainer kindly lent me her supreme cuisine machine.
Anjay. Supreme Cuisine Machine. Anjay.
Can we not just call it a cooking machine? Actually, never mind.
Lucu banget Lumin, sumpah. Lumin kawaii anjir.
She seems to take a lot of pride in her mechanical gizmos, so it's probably best if Paimon doesn't go changing the name willy-nilly.
I trust that you found the answers you were seeking during your recent journey.
Kenapa Zhongli selalu tahu ya apa yang udah kita temuin ya? Heran gua nih, jangan-jangan nih. Anjay, teleport baru itu. Apaan teleport baru?
Excellent. The past should be remembered, but not overly dwelt upon. Our journey should be seen as a means to take on more from the world around us. When the bamboo shoot soup is ready, I must insist that you try some for yourself.
Ini Adeptusnya juga nggak ngomong aja. Adeptusnya juga ngomongnya seadanya dong. Bangsat nih, gaji buta aja.
Oh, Zhongli, Hutao told us to tell you something.
Ayo, diperintah Hutao lo nggak boleh cabut anjir dari acara dinner.
She said it's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. No excuses.
Zhongli diperintah sama Hutao, cok. Ada yang ketemu Sio malu-malu kucing. Kata Hutao, lo boleh nggak bantu kita untuk acara musiknya, tapi kalau untuk acara makan-makan nanti malam lo nggak boleh cabut, harus datang katanya. Oke.
When she says performance, she must mean the Lantern Rite Music Festival. As for the banquet, she didn't tell us anything more about that, but she invited us to come as well.
As you can see, I have a prior engagement with 2 Adepti friends of mine tonight. Please, give Director Hu my best wishes for the performance.
Oh, Zhongli mau cabut. Oh, ingat guys, di atas reklame masih ada Director Hu, berarti Director Hu di atas Zhongli. Nggak nih mau cabut aja dia tuh, lihat tuh. Malam ini aku udah janji sama kedua sahabatku ini, tolong sampaikan dukungannya.
As for the banquet, since the director insists, far be it from a mere consultant like myself to refuse.
Oh enggak, dia nggak cabut katanya. Oh tadi maksudnya tadi tuh sebelumnya acaranya. Oke, acaranya gue nggak bisa karena gue udah ada janji sama teman-teman gue. Tapi kalau untuk makan-makan ya udahlah. Dia datang katanya. Si ada direktur yang meminta tidak baik kalau konsultan menolak. Ingat guys, di atas layar masih ada direktur Hu. Berarti Hu tahu tuh apa Zhongli tuh kacungnya Hu tahu ya.
Yay! Then we'll see you there?
Absolutely.
Kalau nggak digaji dan dia nggak makan Zhongli.
Rex Lapis, the bamboo shoot soup is ready.
Anjay, ngomong juga lo gue lihat.
Thank you. I will examine it right away. The appearance is exquisite, and the aroma rich and intense. The craftsmanship of this machine is commendable indeed.
Nggak nih apa dah, bentuknya bagus, aromanya kuat dan kayak rasa gitu. Anjing ini kapan ngecek ya? Orang dia cuma ngeliatin doang ya. Bentuknya bagus kan ya, bentuknya ada di dalam aja, lu mesti buka dulu lah. Nih animasinya kurang gitu, animasi buka, nyium aroma, habis itu dicicipin gitu. Heran nih anjir. So sibuk banget pas sama makan giliran diserang monster laut santai banget. Di bank iya ya, ngomong sama Rosalind.
Since you came all this way, you should not leave empty-handed. Please, take some soup. It tastes most exquisite while still warm.
Animasinya burik. Oh aneh.
I intend to reminisce with my old friends for a while longer. You ought to get back to Liyue Harbor. There is a performance you do not want to miss.
Gue mau foto dong. Sama dua karakter ini yang jarang terlihat di story anjing. Sama dua karakter yang jarang keluar di story anjir. Ini kapan lagi aja ada dia, gila loh. Nih rare anjir, foto rare. Udah gitu ada Cloud Retainer juga kan. Ini Cloud Retainer nih versi muda ya kan. Fotonya malam kali ya, malam bagus kali ya. Jelek burung sayapnya lagi naik. Nah ini kan lucu nih. Nah oke.
For work-life balance, but
Nanya.
Had one known that Cloud Retainer was in possession of such eminently useful devices, one would have sought to borrow one from her long ago.
And yet, since you share my lack of enthusiasm for mechanisms and fine dining, it would have become a mere decorative ornament in your abode.
Not so. Had one had such a device to make up for one's lack of culinary prowess, Shenhe would not have had to rely on flowers and herbs alone for sustenance, while on...
In that case, shall we run...
A fine idea.
Dia sama anjir, dia ngomongnya juga one juga nih, sama nih, Wawan nih. Anjing, keking palanya ngangguk gitu ke atas dia ngeliatin dia. Ini kita nggak bisa foto bareng gitu ya? Lu madepnya jelek banget sih. Ya udahlah, biarin dah. Dadah. Yang penting lu udah ngomong. Nih lu kalau ngelarin quest ini guys, lu foto sama mereka gengs. Nih orang nih jarang nih anjing keluar nih, bangsat. Kedua tuh. Gue mencium bau-bau ada map baru di sini nih. Anjing setau banget gue. Festival. Pasti ada terus diam-diam dengerin lagu One Direction terus sampai keinget One terus sih ya dah. Fauna Gathering anjing goblok dah. Anjay Ninja Warrior. Aduh. Apa nih?
I'm honored to be here on the Iridescence Tour stage. All right, without further ado, I'm Xinyan, this is Hitao, and this is a little something called...
Anjay. Anjay.
I'm up here blazing trails through the midnight sky, lighting up the world below. And when the crowds all hear my voice, they'll meet the spirit of rock and roll.
Let's go! Hey, you butterfly, you too buzzing by, guiding your way to the afterlife, opening the path without a fright. Oh, I'll light the fire, watch it blaze across the universe. I'll spit my rhymes, watch you set, or you'll get burned. Hey, woo!
Apa dah? Gak jelas banget. Apa?
Does anyone have any plans tomorrow?
Anjing
With another
cewek-cewek
year
gua.
behind us, I think we deserve a celebration of our own.
Anjing
My
cewek-cewek gua.
treat. Interested?
Oh.
The Tianquan footing the bill? I can't miss out on that.
Oh. Cici. C3, Cici, C3. Cici C3. Anjay. Xiao Pudin. Happy Lantern Ride. Yao yao.
Master, listen!
Kayak ganyu. Aduh.
May the year ahead be a blessed one.
I believe it shall be.
Send her.
Master, the Xiao Lanterns,
Elementary. One shall fashion for you a Xiao lantern, the likes of which the world has never seen. And you must take it to Liyue Harbor to display its magnificence for all.
Listen, that must be Madam Ping!
Wih, Madam Pin nih mainin musiknya, Cok. Gila sih, gak tau kenapa Lanternnya event yang paling membakar menurut gue di Genshin. Setuju gue, Ted. Gue setuju, Ted. Udah habis. Ya.
In adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
Jangan idol dong, hey. Coba cari semua Liyue pelabakannya, biasanya ada tahu beberapa tempat. Iya, biasanya gitu ya. Ada tempat-tempatnya sendiri ya. Hai, Yunjin Sinian.
Okay, now
Listen to you. You
don't try to tell me you ain't the same way.
the Adeptus seeking I've also got just
Itu Ningguang di situ ya tadi ya? Di sini kan dia tadi.
Here we go.
Cici.
The Lantern Rite celebrations are getting better by the year. Such wonderful music.
Dr. Baiju, I've brought the herbs. Who are they for?
The singers.
C3.
Performing at a music festival is very demanding. Using these herbs in good time will protect their voices from damage.
Oh, that's why you were preparing them all night.
I dared not neglect the Yuhung's request. Let me double check again.
Di mana anjing Ningguang katanya mau makan dia. Mana bini gua? Ningguang sama Kecing. Jangan-jangan dia di jet chamber lagi anjing. Agak ada loh. Anjing buat the beautiful city aja, gila. Ya makan-makannya besok ya. Ya. Berarti besok masih streaming Genshin kalau gitu. Besok apa lusa sih? Lah kok lagunya hilang? Di mana aja orang-orangnya? Kayak anak-anak yang lain. Gue tahu Shio pasti ada di pegunungan-pegunungan sama Senhe kan. Masa gue cuma nemu ini Baiju, Kiki. Apa mereka dekat-dekat sini ya? Oh ini Dvorak nih.
Magnificent! Absolutely magnificent. We couldn't have accomplished all...
Adalah. Nah berarti kita lanjut besok lagi, story besok gitu. Oke, bye-bye teman-teman. Dadah. Peace. Dadah.